Welcome back to the e-commerce knowledge in under 5 minute series. Today we're talking about something that's been getting a lot of attention, and that's Amazon automation. With services claiming to build you an Amazon business with passive income from scratch, many are wondering, is it a viable business model or is it just another scam? Amazon automation is a service where a third-party company builds and runs an Amazon store for you. The idea is that you invest money up front and the company handles everything: product sourcing, listing creation, inventory management, fulfillment, advertising, and even customer service. The profits from the business are supposedly shared between you and the company, providing you passive income. This may sound great on paper, but let's dive into the details. Many automation providers focus on drop shipping or purchasing private label products. Dropshipping involves listing products you don't physically hold in inventory. Once an order comes in, the order is routed to the supplier and is shipped directly to the customer. This model is risky because dropshipping is prohibited on all major platforms. And even if well disguised, the margins are razor thin and the fulfillment quality can often be inconsistent. In the case of private labeled products, many automation companies use generic products from overseas manufacturers, which makes it hard to stand out from the competition. There's little product differentiation, so these items often become part of a price war with other sellers, effectively making profitability highly unlikely. Typically, these companies use basic product research tools or pre established relationships with suppliers. They look for trending or fast moving items at the present, but often fail to consider long term viability, product uniqueness, or quality control. Their goal is to scale quickly and not sustainably, which is why most automation businesses fail. When it comes to investment returns, the promises are always huge, where ads showing people making tens of thousands of dollars a month. But actual return percentages are typically much lower than promised. Many investors report losses rather than profits, with inventory stagnating or the store being shut down for violating Amazon's policies. One example is DK Automation, which promised investors that they could sit back and watch their Amazon empire grow. However, according to the FTC, most people who invested in these services lost money, as the product source weren't competitive enough to generate the promised returns. In most cases, yes, Amazon automation can be considered a scam since what they promise is rarely, if ever, delivered. Let's talk about where the money goes and why so many of these businesses fail. The initial investment usually covers the setup of the Amazon account, sourcing of products, and some advertising. But a problem is that once the store is set up, most automation companies will take a large cut of the profits, often as much as 30 to 50%. And because these companies tend to pick up low margin products, the profits, if any, are so small that investors see little to no return. Many automation services often inflate various costs that go unnoticed. This can include overcharging for advertising campaigns, marking up the cost of goods, or inflating logistics and shipping fees. These additional expenses are rarely disclosed up front, and over time, they can eat away at your profits. As these hidden costs accumulate, what may have been initially seemed like a promising investment quickly becomes far less profitable, shrinking your margins and even depleting your original investment. The main reason these products don't sell is lack of differentiation. Most of the items sourced through automation services are generic and saturated. In some cases, the quality of the products are so poor that negative reviews start piling up, which further hurts sales. Another common issue is pricing. Because these are low margin items, sellers are often forced to compete on price, leading to a constant undercutting and unsustainable pricing. Take DK Automation as an example. The FTC found that customers pay between several thousand to over $100,000 to become a part of their automation program, with a promise of passive income. However, the reality was far from the claim. Most investors saw zero profits, and many were left with thousands of dollars in losses. The short answer is rarely, if ever. Here's why. When you outsource the entire process, you lose control over one of the most important aspects of selling on Amazon: product development. You can't influence how the product is sourced, manufactured, or improved. Without a unique or differentiated product, you're just another seller in a sea of competitors. Additionally, the profit sharing structure, coupled with the hidden costs we mentioned earlier, makes it nearly impossible to sustain profitability. And even if the company finds a product that sells, the profit margins are so thin that any slight misstep, like a shipping delay or bad reviews, can wipe out any potential earnings. Here's another consideration. If these automation companies are so good at building profitable Amazon stores, why do they need your investment? Banks would happily fund them if their business models was that successful. The truth is, these companies often make more money from selling the service than from selling the products on Amazon. In conclusion, while Amazon automation might sound like a quick and easy way to make passive income, the reality is far more complicated and risky. Most people end up losing money, and the few who make a profit often find that the return is not as promised and often unsustainable. If you're serious about building a sustainable Amazon business, focus on building a brand with unique products instead. It's a long-term strategy that gives you control and real growth potential. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more e-commerce tips.